Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of the Professor's Picks alongside the professor himself, Mr. Ken Golden. We're wrapping up the
Hello.
year. What's going on, my friend?
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
We're
We
dealing
got
with a
kind of a
cold,
special
right?
episode today, right?
This is the special. Yeah, this is going to be the outlier episode. So we're not going to do the usual stuff. It's going to be a recap of our bestsellers for 2023. So this isn't necessarily what I like the best, what Pete likes the best, although I suspect that some of these are going to be on our top five when we do that
See.
show. I would
We'll
I
see.
would suspect that some of these will trickle in there. I'm not even going to say which they are. You'll figure it out. And but these are just a list, and I did this very scientifically. So what I did actually, if something was I didn't discriminate against format. So if something was on vinyl, it was on three different shades of vinyl and a art book and a CD, whatever. I combined it all.
Okay.
So we don't discriminate. So this is going to be a ranking of the top 20 bestsellers from the Laser's Edge website for 2023. We're going to start at number 20 and we're going to work our way up to number one. And I want to see if you're surprised.
Okay. Yeah. Full disclosure, I don't know any of these, so I haven't.
Yeah.
He hasn't shared the list with me, so I'm hearing just like you guys are hearing,
And I'm
except
not
I get
being
to hear them a day ahead of
I'm
time.
not being judgmental either if they're good or bad, although the cream tends to rise to the top.
Yeah.
So let's see. All right, I got to
I'm
do
just
this.
gonna sit back and take it all in.
Oh, right. So two things we're going to talk about before I hit the list. This just showed up like 10 minutes ago. And in case people want this as a Christmas present, Porcupine Tree, it's the live DVD Blu-ray. It's the only format that went into distribution uh, for retailers for reasons that only the label could explain. The vinyl and the CD were only available through the band's website, and I think through Burning Shed in the UK. Uh, this though, it's a DVD and Blu-ray version. The Blu-ray has Dolby Atmos, and the DVD is just stereo and 5.1. But if you want it for Christmas, we're shipping them. And the only other thing, let's see, again, I'm supposed to be professional. I never try so hard. I do. I try so hard. There we go. We're going to start taking pre-orders because I got the info this morning. The Chronicles of Father Robin, Songs and Tales of Air Oia, Book 3. This is the third part of the trilogy. So, streets on February, I think it was February 23rd. So we started taking pre-orders on the CD and vinyl this morning. Yeah. So that's it. Now we're gonna do the bestsellers. You ready for that? Let's
I'm
do it.
ready. I'm ready.
All right, number 20. IQ. This is 40 years of prog nonsense. This was a live show recorded. Let's see if I'm looking carefully. It was recorded in Barcelona in 2022, September 2022. Number 19. Oh, and hey, feel free to chime in if you're good, bad, whatever. Southern Empire from Australia, Another World. I believe the third album. You haven't heard these guys?
No.
This is a band that I think Stephen Reed would love if he's not familiar with them. Very good singer. This is with a new vocalist. Melodic. I guess we call it neo prog. So I don't know if it's going to be your thing. It might be, but I think somebody like Stephen Reed, I think would really dig it. Next we got a really good album, Moon Safari, Himmelbachen Volume 2.
So that just came out and it's one of your best sellers. Wow.
Already it's one. Yeah, we started taking pre-orders on it, and actually we've sold out of it, and the band has they just shipped me more copies. I figure like early next week we should have this back in stock. So I should also mention that just virtually everything I'm going to mention is in stock. Couple of stragglers here or there, which may be on the way back in stock, but pretty much You should
Yeah,
follow.
I had never taken a chance on any of their albums before, and I bought this one from you recently. I really like it a lot. It's really good.
You know
It's
what?
very easy to get into. It's got bits of AOR, it's got the big long prog epic, it's got some shorter, very emotional pieces, got a couple rockers, it's got a little bit of everything. It's really
The big
good.
thing about these guys that people always talk about, like the vocal harmonies.
Oh, amazing. That's the best part about them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got almost like a Beach Boys influence.
Yeah.
I always
I hear some Cats in Space, I hear some Styx, I hear the Beatles, Beach Boys. Yeah, wonderful. I mean, almost every guy in the band sings, so it's like
yeah. I,
every song you hear this big wall of sound from the vocals. Dude,
the
amazing.
way I kind of describe them is like the Beach Boys meets the Flower Kings, something like that. You know, it's no, very talented guys, very
Yeah.
talented. So, and well, it's been a long time since they put out an album. So, all right,
Years.
going into the fusion world, we got Aurora Clara, Dreams, third album. This one, for me personally, was the weakest of their three, but only because I think they were like a track short. You know, they were one track short. I mean,
It's a
like
short album. Yeah.
they needed that one closer, that one killer closer. Because there's a lot of acoustic parts on this album, and I've been told that the next album is going to be like just blazing. So, I
It's
mean, this
really
is
good. It's really good though. Yeah.
it's a good album. It's a very good album. But those first two albums set a really high benchmark for me. So this is uh this is a solid album. It's
What's
not,
cool is like a fusion album made it to the top 20. That says something.
yeah, I don't know if there's any others, but we'll see. All right. One of my all-time favorite bands is next. Frank Borneman, Eloy, Echoes from the Past. I don't know if there's going to be another. I don't know if there'll be another Eloy album, but this was not a bad one. I mean, Frank doesn't make bad albums. I mean,
No, it's solid.
it's not it's not Silent Cries and Mighty Echoes, but it sounds like Eloy. So
It does. Yeah.
that's all I care about, you know.
Yep.
So prog metal. Good friend of mine, Nick Van Dyke, Redemption, I Am the Storm. So yeah, there's not a tremendous amount of metal on this list, but there's a few things. Next we got really solid album from Giorgio Salaghite. This is
Love it.
do you have all this? Do you have all their albums?
I believe all their full lengths here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really good band.
If
Really
you
good.
like that, like if you like that, you know, that Scandinavian kind of dark retro prog, these guys, man, they're doing it really well. In fact, I just listened to it yesterday, listened to it again. So these guys push the right buttons, I think, for me,
Oh,
for
yeah.
my taste.
Yeah,
So
I love them. Great band.
this one, The Chronicles of Father Robin, The Songs and Tales of Aeroia. This is book two, which just came out and already, you know, it's on our list. So it's done very, very well. So in fact,
Not quite as good as part one, but still pretty damn good.
yeah, you know what? It's a little mellower than part one.
It's a tale of two halves. I mean, I'll talk about it in my review next week. But the first half is very mellow, and then it picks up the pace around the last. It's like was there 6 tracks on it, Ken? I think
Yeah.
6. And the first 3 are mellow, the last 3 are really good. So
The thing you have to keep in mind really is that
we're telling a story. So
they're telling a story. So there's three albums. So you really have to, in all fairness, you really need to take it all in as one piece. So February 24th, you'll be able to do that. So, right. So, yeah. All right. Back in the prog metal world. This is my buddies. Ice Age.
oh yeah,
Gives
good.
of Lost and Power. If you like that, what I call old school prog metal sound. I mean, these guys made two great albums years and years ago. They come back after like 20 years, right? And they make this killer record. In my opinion, this is their best album. And it's, I mean, yeah, it's great. It's just a great melodic. I mean, great musicianship, great vocals. You know what you like the long epic tracks. The whole album's filled with it, but their hooks on here, I think they really nailed it. one of our, this was, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ninth best. So no, I'm going the other way. It's the 11th.
11.
Next we got Glass Hammer, Arise. This is Steve Babb and company, and Steve and Fred doing, I guess, their take on space rock. Mystery, Redemption, not to be confused with the band Redemption. Band from Quebec, melodic neo-prog. You reviewed this one, right?
Yep, I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
All their albums are very solid. So.
You know, yeah. It's really kind of, yeah, it's kind of funny. I mean, these guys just kind of keep building and building something, and
a lot of people dig them.
Yeah, they're playing in Europe, and I would have liked to have seen them at Prague Stock. I went on Saturday, and I think they played on Sunday. So I think Sunday was like International Day or something like that. So I missed them. This one next we got supposedly the final one from Transatlantic, the final flight live at La Olympia. Is it really gonna be the last one? I don't know.
Let's see.
Look at Kiss. They keep saying it's the last one. They all a bunch of lying. You can tell they're lying. Their lips are moving. So next we got, this is a solid one. Lars Fredrik Frosli, Fire for Tellinger. Again, the keyboard player from White Willow and Wobbler, of course. And you like that old school prog, retro, Mellotron drenched, keyboard crazy. Lars does it. It's great. And one of our best sellers of the year. From Sweden, Agusa, Prima Materia. I did their second and third albums. And what I find with this one is I love this record. I find it to be slightly different than the other ones.
Oh, it is, yeah.
It seems to be more of a shift away from the keyboard. Keyboards seem to be a little bit more subdued on this one. When I say subdued, I mean like in terms of the mix, maybe pushed back a little bit versus the guitar.
I think there's more reliance on electric piano on this album. It gives it that kind of psychedelic, like late 60s feel. It's like a Ray Manzarek from the Doors type of thing going on. I hear a lot of that, but I don't hear a lot of, we're used to all the Mellotron and the Hammond.
Yeah.
That's taken a back seat. There's more electric guitar and electric piano on this album than anything else, but still a lot of flute, good amount of acoustic guitar.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good. Really good. It's different.
I would love if somebody would invite them over here.
Yeah.
Guys, if you come over here, I'll take you out for dinner. How's that for an offer? Next, one of the gods of prog rock, Steve Hackett.
Oh yeah.
Foxtrot at 50 plus Hackett highlights live in Brighton. We had the CD, we had the art book, we had the vinyl. I think we had two different colors of vinyl. We had a lot of Foxtrot at 50, and we sold a lot of them. So it's one of our best sellers. The Return of the Flower Kings, Look at You Now. So that came in at number 5. Number 4, The Chronicles of Father Robin, The Songs and Tales of Aeroia, Book 1. And, this band touches on, that's the thing, really going back to what we were saying, you really got to look at the whole trilogy because they touch on so many different styles. There's like folk parts, and then there's like really fiery prog rock, and they're telling a story. So, you gotta, when the dust settles and you have all three, you gotta just sit down with it and dig into it. So, and very nicely presented.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I love it. It's great.
All right, number 3. A little controversial, I think. Yes, Mirror to the Sky. I won't say anything. You know what I'll say? We sold a lot of them.
There you go. That's all that matters for this discussion, right?
We sold a lot of them. Number 2, our second bestseller for the year, and deservedly so, Haken, Fauna.
Yeah.
So, I worked with them for their first two albums, and these guys they've matured, and their sound has, I think, changed dramatically since those two albums I did.
Yep.
Uh, they're still the rising stars of prog metal, and the sales bear it out. I mean, I'm not getting into specific numbers, but I think people will be surprised how many of these we sold. So let's see, Pete. I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you guess number one? You want to try and guess number one? I couldn't figure it out. It totally slipped past me.
Uh, well, one comes to mind, but it's too fucking new. Another one I thought of that I remember you telling me a couple months ago that it didn't do that well. I honestly have no clue.
I'm going to tell you, and you're going to go, "Oh yeah." And this was my best-selling album for the year by a wide margin, and we sold a lot of Haken. Ready for this? Riverside.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think of that. Made my top list. So,
I
no, I think that was my number 31, I think. 31 of the year. Yeah.
did you do like your list that you're doing? Are those in order, or are they just like your top 31?
They're in order. Yeah. They're in order.
Yeah. All right. Next year I'll bribe you. So, have Ice Age go up a little higher.
Well, they made top 20. So
No, it was good. It was good.
yeah. No, that's a good wow. So not even close, huh?
This what like I said, we sold a lot of Haken, and I mean we always sell a lot of Haken, and we always sell a lot of Riverside. But
Yeah,
boy,
I mean, I think the popularity of this band here in the States amongst this crowd can't be understated. I mean, they've built a very strong following. It's not quite like Porcupine Tree levels, but
yeah,
it's
I always think back. They played at Roxy and Duke's, and this was I don't know how many years ago, 10 years ago, maybe even more. Peter was still alive, and they played in Dunellen, New Jersey. And right, Roxy and Dukes, they took the I think they took the tables out, if I remember correctly. That room was packed. Turned out that all the local Polish community came out to see them. They were older people, and I'm an old person, but I mean older people, young people. They knew all the words. They were singing all the songs. It was, I was, figured, it can be a room full of us. I mean, 10
yeah.
years, and it wasn't. I mean, yeah, it was, it was a good crowd, but I was really surprised that their music has penetrated into the broader Polish music scene. So,
Not many Polish rock bands doing anything here, right? That's not like
right.
there's a lot of exposure for that. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's them, right? They're them and like God, Behemoth on a more metal side of things, right?
sure.
What
There's
else
not
is there?
much.
Not much anything else.
There's not much else. And the that was a great show because it's a nice unfortunately it's closed, but it was a nice small room, but comfortable room. I mean, it holds like 250 people, something like that. And it was crowded, and they were all age groups. Everybody was singing along. It was
Hmm.
really impressive. So yeah.
Interesting.
So
So
that
I
was
know I didn't ask you to do this, but it may be off the top of your head you can remember. What was your number one bestseller in 2022?
that I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think of it. I never had to figure it, but it's got to be, it would have to be like another Inside Out band. We sell, was there a Dream Theater release last year?
Uh, is that last year? I think that was the year before. You had Porcupine Tree last year. You had a couple of other big Inside Out albums, right? Wasn't I don't know. I'd have to look at my list.
5 of the top 6 bands were on Inside Out for this year. So they've cornered the market. What didn't make the list was Jethro Tull didn't make the list.
Well, that was the one I was thinking of. The two I was thinking of was Jethro Tull, but I remember you telling me it didn't sell all that great. And then the other one I was thinking of, but it's too soon, is the new Peter Gabriel.
Yeah. And the problem with Peter Gabriel is supply. I mean, it's the number one out. It was, I think it hit number one in the charts for whatever that's worth these days. But I got the Blu-ray. I took pre-orders on the Blu-ray edition and the CD edition, and I sold out of the Blu-ray. I can't get it back, and I sold out of the CD. Can't get it back right now. I have them on back order. So I assume the distributors, the label, I should say, was they didn't estimate correctly. So like,
Seem to be hearing that a lot lately. I think some of these labels and companies are underestimating the desire still for physical product out there.
I agree, and specifically CDs. The story we've been hearing for years that CDs are dying, they're going away. They're not going anywhere. We sell a lot of CDs constantly. You can see them behind me. Let me get rid of Riverside. You can see, I mean, we're constantly selling CDs, constantly coming in. And now what's interesting is, I'm a crazy vinyl collector, and for years the record stores have just been filled with used albums, new albums. Now you go into the stores, they're making space again for CDs. Part of the problem, I think, is that vinyl is pricing itself out.
It's too expensive to make, yeah.
I mean, I'm I'm selling albums $35, $40, $25. CDs, $15, $13. So they sound damn good. And a lot of the vinyl, it's the same master as the CD, just so yeah. So you gotta, you have to pick and choose. But CD's not going anywhere. And I always, whenever somebody says that to you, I was when you see a major label artist come out with a new album and it's not on CD, then you'll know it's over. Hasn't happened, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't care if it's Taylor Swift or Adele or whoever. When they stop putting out CDs of their album, then it's over. Otherwise, this is still an industry that's selling multi-millions dollars every year, and there's no reason why they would want it to go away. But at the same time, stores are cautious, labels are cautious. Nobody wants to get stuck with inventory, and you could always make more. But what are you going to do except fill a landfill if you're stuck with it?
Yeah.
So
physical product, yeah, it's not going anywhere anytime
the
soon.
Riverside was a little bit of a surprise, right?
Yeah, I didn't think of it. Yeah, and I didn't expect. I kind of figured it would be somewhere, but then as we went along in your countdown, I kind of forgot all about it. Then I was like, oh yeah.
When I was putting this together, I forgot also because at first I forgot about the fact that there's this version and that version, but I didn't think it was fair, to put one format over another. So I just kind of combined it all to get a lump sum number for a particular release. So, you pick what you like. You like the vinyl over the CD? Fine. Let's combine it all. That's the fair way to do it. And people are going to pick what they like. So there you go. And Riverside by a big margin over Haken. So
cool.
I was impressed.
So, of course, for everybody watching, I wonder how many people have watched this countdown and said, oh, crap, I forgot to get that this year. Right?
Yeah.
Now's your chance because, come January 1st, man, all the new stuff starts coming in. And then it's like, 2023, old news, bring in the new stuff.
That's right. So I mentioned to Pete that I think maybe we'll have an update next week. I think I might be able to cobble together something. I don't know about the last week of December. We'll see. Things are good. I'm already getting, listings for January. So there'll be stuff.
And you'll have pre-orders, I'm sure, if nothing else, right?
Yeah. We started taking the pre-orders for Big Train, and they just announced tickets going on sale, I think tomorrow for that, like in New Jersey, and I've seen some of the stuff that Inside Out has planned. I'm not allowed to talk about it, and they've got some really good releases in the works. So I think let's hope 2024 is going to be as good as 2023. I
We'll
thought
see.
2023 was a really good year.
Good year for music, I thought. Yeah, a lot of really good underground stuff across all genres, I think, which is the way it
Yeah,
should be.
yeah, I'm looking forward to us doing. I think we're going to be when we do the top five. I think we're going to be fighting because I'm going to be like, "What? You picked that? How do you pick that over this?" Because there was a lot of good stuff to choose from. Because I mean, I had a hard time putting the list together.
Yeah,
So, I could have done a top five metal, top five prog, and it was a lot of stuff.
yeah. Too much. Too much. So stay tuned for that episode coming up on In the Prog Seat in the not too distant future. Till then, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Tune in. We should have a show for you next week. I'll leave that up to Ken if he's got enough in, but you'll probably see us a week from Friday, a week from today, I should say. So till then, for Ken Golden, I'm Pete Pardo. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. What do we got coming up this weekend? We've got is it UK Connection Week? Yes, it is. UK Connection Week. We've got a show for you tomorrow with Simon, Steven, and myself. And then we've got ranking the albums coming up on Sunday. I will be ranking the short but very interesting catalog of the band called Naz. That's the first band, major band featuring Todd Rundgren on guitar and vocals. That's coming up for you on Sunday. Till then, for Ken Golden, I'm Pete Pardo. We'll see you next week here on the Professor's Picks. Take care, everybody.
Take care.